Yeah, it's definitely a practice, and it's going to be a lot of testing and learning, and you need a lot of patience, and it's
Yeah.
yeah, but it's a great exercise, and I feel like, if you really want to build something that is going to last and have value, startups are kind of vehicles of growth that can be easily can easily grow, but they can also very easily disappear. But brands are difficult to kind of, you know drop, and because you have people consuming your content, you have people following you, you have people kind of, and you don't have to sell anything. That's that's the thing as well. You can just start by building a brand and then maybe figure out the product later. So yeah. uh,
Yeah. You just have to
yeah.
be. You have to be there and you have to be you and be true to who you are. I love what you just said there because it just really kind of triggered something that I really want to share. And it's all about being. Here's a when you build a brand. A lot of yes, you stories, but that that is made up of three things: values, what you care about, what you believe in, and what experiences you've had that people will be like, oh, I can resonate with that. I feel that too. You know, values, stories, beliefs. When you really nail that down, you stand for something. It's not just about your product. You stand for something. This is what builds communities. Standing for something you believe in and not moving because this is where I am. I'm standing here. You can either join me or get out of my room. Like that. And I think so many, I honestly believe if we can really help the startups that are doing really great things in the world to solve some of the greatest problems that are facing this planet and people right now, I want to help them because they deserve to have this framework, to understand it, to learn it, to build on it, and embed this into their company so they have a better chance at surviving.
Yeah. Well, I wish you a lot of success there, and but I still think it's going to be hard to convince some of the startup founders out there that don't have that mindset, because a lot of them are
It is.
very focused on growth, and like, hey, give me tactics, give me something to kind of 10x my following and my email base,
Mm,
and I don't care about the brand because I'm not in it for the long term. I just want
yeah,
to grow something enough to sell it or whatever. I want to make it big and fast.
yeah,
And that's not the right mindset
yeah.
at all, which is a shame because I
It's
think
not.
it's a safe bet. It's a safe bet, and tactics, they don't work all the time. And it's sometimes you spend so much time looking for a tactic and looking for growth hacks and
Mm.
easy ways to get there,
Oh,
but there are none actually. It just
no,
takes a
I
hell of a
agree
lot
with
of
you.
time. Yeah.
I agree. It's a
So
waste of time. It's a waste of time. It's looking through, it's looking too quickly. It's like, it's all that kind of scale and fast. No, get
mm,
slow and close. Get to know people and let people get to know your company and why you're here. That should be the mindset. But I agree with you. There's lots of founders and we come up against them all the time. And I'm glad we do because I'm just like, no, I'm not here for you. I'm not here for you. Like if that's the way you think, if that's where your mind's at, good luck.
yeah.
Honestly, I wish you good luck because I'm not going to work with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different style of entrepreneurship, and I think it's becoming much more difficult to succeed with that style of entrepreneurship because of competition, because of the scarcity
Mm.
of opportunities in those areas. So yeah, I feel like, the I feel like the most inspiring brand builders today are frankly more within influencers, YouTubers, people who produce content for a living. It's
Yeah.
insane how they can build a brand with one YouTube channel and just make it so powerful that they have huge communities, and in the end they always end up, of
Mm.
course, monetizing that community somehow because they need to make a living, right? And it's
God.
so but it's inspiring what they're trying to do, and I'm not seeing that so much within startup founders, which is a shame because I mean, it's not a shame. It's just the system. It's not what they're told to do. You know, they have investors,
Mm,
they have objectives that are very short term, and nobody's going to tell them, hey, you need to build a brand, man. You need like to put it out there and to
yeah.
really and that's a shame. I think it's many projects fail because of that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I really couldn't agree more. And even when I went for investment back in the day, I was building a brand, and I guess that's something that I was naturally connected with, and it came as I guess, a natural talent, um, because of my sort of creative background and what I studied at uni and stuff. But I do think that investors, you're right, investors and should have that as a, they should have that as a, um we'll invest in you if you guys care about brand, or vice versa. We want your money because we also want to build this brand, and having that understanding, that really clear understanding of what it can really do for a company, and how it can really help to build communities and really create change. I also think that, um, these YouTubers and influencers on TikTok and all that kind of stuff, I completely agree. They're incredible at building brands so quickly as well, and creating this following and people that really, buy into who they are, and not what they do, but who they are as people. And I think that is honestly what the Five Stories is all about. Why these influencers, um, work, these people who are building their own personal brands, what they work because they're so comfortable and so true to who they are, so comfortable and true to who they are. They know themselves. they've they're putting themselves out there as they are. They're not pretending, they're not faking it. They're clear about their identity. And I think there's so many startups out there, and it happens, right? When you first start a company, you're figuring it out. You're a little bit wobbly all over the place. Everything's a mess because you're just trying to figure it out, and that's so normal. Everyone goes through that. But it's getting through that to that point where you're just like, okay, we need to grow the fuck up now. We need to build something. We need to build something that people are gonna care about and want to be a part of. And that's the point where it's like, right, we need to get clear about who we are and why we're here. It's identity clarity, if it was to be summed up in a nutshell. That's what it is. It's the same for people. Same thing that we do as people. Show up on our Instagrams, show up on our TikToks. You know, the ones that really build the strongest following are the ones that are showing up and don't give a fuck, because you know what? This is who I am. This is who I
Yeah,
am.
yeah, I think it's a great approach to business in general and to creativity and creation, and but unfortunately, it's not one that is supported by the tech ecosystem in general, because it's not what people care about, especially investors. So investors care about the next round. So the startups, well, they care about growth, because that's what it's going to take for the next round. And yeah, it's a whole vicious circle. I think that, but I think there's a whole
Mm,
community of bootstrappers, of people who want to build long-term businesses out there that that I think are getting this message and are investing heavily there, and yeah, that's I think that's a more exciting way to see things as a business person. But it's just my opinion.